oh, here's another device. I'm now talking about devices, and this is, here you go. And if I make this a thumbnail, or something like, or something like that, then that will probably get like tens of thousands of likes. So it has been a while, if you've noticed. I've not made a video for close to a year now, I think, especially since I filmed a previous one in advance, so it probably is over a year actually. Basically, I spent most of my videos talking about game performance on Steam Deck, talking about Steam Deck OLED, and now that Steam Deck itself has been out since, September 2022, and the OLED around about a year after that, we're talking about devices been on the market for a long time. They've been covered by a lot of people. Apart from brand new games, there wasn't really anything I felt I could offer on discussions about the Steam Deck OLED. Like you guys know how Witcher performs on it now. You guys know how Call of Duty performs. You know how these games perform because if people haven't already made a video about it, you've already played it. And there wasn't... I was thinking there probably weren't that many people who hadn't bought a Steam Deck OLED who were in the market for one. And what I was actually contributing wasn't going to really change that or draw that much attention. So essentially, I also had a bit of frustration. This is just a quick aside. A bit of frustration with the you have to reach a certain number of subscribers to actually get any sort of, not I was expecting to get much money from YouTube, but even to get a few pennies from YouTube, you have to have a certain number of subscribers. And so even though I had a few videos which were popular and had, I think the last time I checked the Witcher 3 video, it had over 50,000 views. Don't see a penny of that. The adverts, they run adverts on all the time, but you don't get paid for the adverts until you've got a certain number of subscribers. Which, I make these for fun. I make these to hopefully entertain or inform or just to talk about these things, so I enjoy talking about them. But when you see something getting, what I consider to be quite a lot of views, obviously not compared to any of the, any large YouTuber, but a lot for a channel of my size, you don't see a penny for it. Not even here's £2. It's just okay. So you can run the videos anyway, but you're getting all the money, YouTube? Okay, cool. That's how it works. Anyway. So basically, and then another part of it was when you put a lot of work into a video with spend a little bit of time editing, sorting out the jumps between the first camera and the second camera, and put a few hours of your time into it, and then that video actually bombs. Not the bomb, but actually bombs that month, and you're like, oh, okay, so put 7 or 8 hours into this one and it's picked up 40 views. And then a video you make which is just off the cuff and you think, oh, well, it's got still got a tripod lying around, let's quickly make this video. You post it and you get thousands and you're like, what? It's became very hard to predict and frustrating, and I wasn't having that much fun making it. So anyway, not really a segue, but the reason I'm making a video today is because I recently purchased a ROG Ally X. So I recently purchased an ROG Ally X. More precisely, this one here. Now, as I say, I got a Steam Deck on day one. I ordered in the first batch. It actually took a little while to arrive, the first series of orders. And I got a Steam Deck OLED. There was no delay on that. As soon as they put that up for order, I ordered it, I bought it. That's awesome. Love screen. It's just everything, just big upgrade on slightly bigger screen, better refresh rate, those beautiful OLED colours, better battery life as a result of having the OLED screen. So it's great, but then we're now into 2025 and games that I wanted to play on the Steam Deck are now games which are, you could technically play them, but I tried out Final Fantasy 16 on the demo. I played all the way through the demo, and my frame rate was between 12 and 20 frames per second at times. Now, it may have been optimized further since then. From what I've looked at on YouTube, it doesn't look like it's been much better, and Square are not great. I mean, I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. I've bought Square Enix games for years and years and years. The first Final Fantasy game was Final Fantasy VIII, which I got about a year after it came out, so about 27 years ago. Someone will tell me in the comments exactly when it came out. But yeah, and they've got a history of just doing poorly optimized ports, so I wasn't hoping. When Final Fantasy 16 was so mediocre on the Steam Deck, I wasn't sitting there thinking, oh, by the time they release it, I'll get another 10, 15 frames a second out of this. Just doesn't happen with Square Enix. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. So that became more and more an issue, even when I was playing games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. To play that at a graphics setting, which I found palatable, I had to just accept I was going to get like an hour and a bit of battery life. Now, so the games I've played through so many of my catalogue. I'm so grateful to have had a Steam Deck, because it's something I was just crying out for years, because I had a huge Steam library. I was very rarely at my desk, and basically just all my games I wanted to play, I just wasn't getting around to playing them. Especially when you work from home, you spend your whole day sitting at your computer desk, and then in the evenings you just want to sit on the sofa, you want to lie in bed, or just get a comfy chair, and you don't want to sit at your desk all day long. So I just wasn't really into desktop PC gaming, even though my desktop PC is reasonably decent. So yeah, essentially when the Steam Deck was announced, I obviously there were handheld PCs in the market already, mostly from these Chinese companies like AIN, GPD, AOK, companies like that, where it's like, okay, that's an awesome piece of kit. What's the starting price? $1,400. What's the reliability and warranty like on it? Just gotta hope it doesn't fail. And then when a major manufacturer came in with, sold in pounds, no conversion, and the safety, the quality assurance stuff of Steam, of Valve, seemed like a no-brainer. So yeah, anyway, but by this point, and by this point I mean like a few months ago, I was getting pretty sick of just playing quite a compromised experience. I had a great time playing through things like Metaphor Refantasio, Persona 5, Persona 4, emulation of Persona 3 FES, and now playing Persona 3 Reloaded, which I possibly shouldn't have bought so soon after playing FES, because there's like a few differences, but I'm getting a bit of an overload from Persona, and I know exactly how the story goes on a basically day-to-day basis. Like, oh yeah, that's the day that this happens. So yeah, I perhaps should have given it a year or two. But yeah, no, they're great because you get great battery life out of the Steam Deck on those, because they're quite low power. You can limit it to sort of between 8 and 12 watts, some of those games, and on the TDP and still get really good battery life. And great performance, and you only need about 30 frames per second because it's turn-based. There's nothing really reaction-based on them. I realise I'm just talking at the screen now and not really showing a device. Perhaps me showing a device will like, ooh, here's a device. Oh, here's another device. I'm now talking about devices, and this is, here you go. And if I make this a thumbnail, or something like, or something like that, then that will probably get like tens of thousands of likes. But yes, sorry. Anyway, so the Steam Deck's a little bit more charged up now, so I will grab that and I'll plug in the Ally X, which is now charging. So yeah, so the Steam Deck OLED. Oh god, it's so much lighter. I love it. The Steam Deck OLED, as I say, was just amazing. Had such a great time with it, but having so many sort of compromised experiences, I was looking around for a generational leap. And when Valve have, hinted heavily that there won't be a new Steam Deck in 2024, sorry, we're in 2025, hello. There won't be a new Steam Deck this year. It's unlikely there'll be one until maybe like the second half of next year. I'm an impatient person. I've been wanting to get a upgrade since probably the middle of last year. I couldn't wait another 18 months. So with that in mind, I decided to sort of really obsess over the current gaming market. So obsess is the correct word, sadly. When I get into something, I get into something. And just looking around at, let's just do some updates. Just looking around at what was actually available this year. So this year, we've got what's existing on the market already, which is just talking about mainstream manufacturers here. Got the Steam Deck OLED, you've got the Lenovo Legion Go, you've got the ROG Ally, and you've got the ROG Ally X. And then coming out this year, you've got the Legion Go S, which is mostly out. MSI Claw 8 AI plus asterisk, hashtag, whatever it's called. But yeah, so you've got these devices on the market already. Legion Go S has come out, which is just, and I really like the look of it, like the shape and the design of it looks really cool. I have no idea who's buying it though. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's, from what I've seen, it's either like the same performance as a Steam Deck or slightly less or slightly more, or it's basically a wash. And the prices they're asking are insane. They're within about £50 of the original Legion Go, which is way more powerful using a Z1 Extreme. It's using a Z2 Go. I'm not a fan of cutting corners on things in general. When somebody releases a chip which is like, oh, it's our budget, I always feel like, and this probably isn't the thing, but when that kind of thing happens, it doesn't feel to me like they had the Z2 Go chip and then they pushed it to the limit to make the Z2 Extreme. It feels to me like they took a Z2 Extreme and went, let's make a crapper version of it and call it the Z2 Go. I hate that because it feels like they had the good product and they're like, well, these people aren't going for the Z2 Extreme, so stuff them, we're just going to make it really crap and they'll get what they deserve for that money. It's much like with the BMW 325D. Wasn't a... BMW nerds can correct me on this, but the previous generation of 3 Series and 4 Series that had the 25D engine wasn't a like upgraded version of the engine which was in the 2-litre 320D, 420D. It wasn't like that, but better. It was actually an engine that they took from the 330D, but hamstrung and made worse. Again, maybe it's just get you guys talking, a bit of an engagement, but that was my perception of that. So it's like, you got the 320D, which is a perfectly fine car, great all-rounder, 330D, which is this powerhouse, and then I've got the 325D. Oh, what's that? Is that like the better 320D? No, it's a 330D, which they've made crap because you don't deserve it because you didn't pay for the 330D. No, you're spending a fortune on BMW. Don't do that kind of thing. You spend a fortune on the gaming device, obviously a different sort of money. But yeah, don't make a worse version of something which already exists. So yeah, anyway, so the Z2 Go on the Legion Go S was completely out for me. So that took me to what else is going to be released. So Steam, Valve are not releasing anything this year as far as we know. Lenovo have got the Z2 Go and they have a device with the Z2 Extreme. Currently prototype stage, they haven't really announced much on it. Okay, Z2 Extreme is in that Lenovo Legion Go 2. Okay, Asus have released like a 16-second long video of some kind of collaboration with Microsoft, which is going to be kind of, is it going to be Xbox handheld? Is it going to be a Ally 2 with a Xbox OS, which would be kind of cool. And if that uses Z2 Extreme, that's also pretty cool. And then you've got the MSI Claw A8. Hang on. MSI Claw 8 AI Plus. I hate people using AI in the... Well, I don't really enjoy AI anyway, but using AI in names, it's just really annoying. It's like when everyone put HD or the letter lowercase I in front of everything, or it's like you go to buy a reflective vest and it's called Reflective Vest HD. You can't. Everything's now high definition because it exists in the world. It's a material fabric. Can't. But yeah, so I hate buzzwords like that, and the one everything's latched onto now is AI. So we'll be getting a lot more things which have AI in the name for no particular reason. But yeah, it's just a bit goofy, and it refers to how it can choose to switch between free preset TDP limits. Okay, I mean, that's not the biggest feature in the world to shout about. Anyway, so performance is what we're going to talk about now. So the Legion Go 2 and a potential ROG Ally 2 would be using a Z2 Extreme chip. And then the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus uses a Intel Lunar Lake 280V chip, I believe. Correct me on this one, Intel nerds. Now, from a lot of testing and videos that I've seen, not testing for mine, testing videos that I've seen, the issue is that we don't know exactly what the Z2 Extreme is like because it's not out there yet. But we know that it's basically a HX 370 Strix Point AMD chip, slightly cut down. And there are devices, Chinese devices, which have the HX 370 in them. So we know how the HX 370 performs, and the Z2 Extreme is supposed to be slightly, like a tiny bit worse than that. And we know how the MSI Claw 8 performs with its Lunar Lake chip. So this year, the three big chip choices are going to be from an HX 370, which will be in Chinese devices, the Z2 Extreme, which is going to be in mainstream devices, and the Lunar Lake chip, which is going to be in the MSI device. Now, I've seen quite a lot of benchmarks and tests that put the Lunar Lake 280V chip basically a wash side by side with the Z1 Extreme. There's a few games where it gets like a couple more frames per second, a few games where it gets a couple less frames per second. And in these same videos, there's one by Cyber Dopamine, and he's been criticised because he's like clickbaity a little bit by saying Z2 Extreme, but he's got an HX 370. This guy seems like he's pretty loaded. He's got all these devices. Good for him. It's actually a really interesting video, to be fair. And when I say good for him, I wasn't being sarky because I know I sound sarky all the time. And you go, oh, good for him. No, it's yeah. Anyway, so the HX 370 in AOK Zoe, I believe he's got. And then the Lunar Lake in the MSI Claw, and then he's also comparing like those, and basically the HX 370 is slightly better within like 3 or 4 frames per second, like some games up to 10 frames per second, better than the MSI Claw. And now we know the MSI Claw against the ROG Ally X, the Z1 Extreme, is like basically shades it now and then, loses to it now and then. And so my maths here is that if the HX 370 is somewhere between like 3 and 10 frames per second better than the Z1 Extreme, and the Z2 Extreme is going to be a slightly worse version of the HX 370, then the Z2 Extreme is going to be within like maximum 8 frames per second of the Z1 Extreme. The Z1 Extreme is here. You can get it now. You can get it in the Legion Go. You can get it in the original ROG Ally. You can get it in the ROG Ally X. You don't have to wait till the end of the year to pick up a Z2 Extreme device because we're now in almost May and the Z2 Extreme devices aren't out in the wild yet. We've only had teasers and engineering samples about those, so it's going to be best wheel in the world. I mean, God, this is where I eat my words, and it gets released tomorrow, but we're not going to see the new Ally or Legion Go. Honestly, I'm not this bad at talking. All these handhelds have really clunky names. Actually, yeah, it's just baffling. Anyway, we're not going to see them probably until Q3, Q4. So, my patience didn't last that long. So yeah, that's a really roundabout way of saying that I got an ROG Ally X. This particular ROG Ally X I picked up on eBay for £650. The RRP at the moment in the UK is £799, so £150 less. Essentially, I, as is often the case, went on eBay, saw an auction, thought, oh, that's kind of cool. It's got that D-brand case there, D-brand skin, and this D-brand grip case. So that's got to add a little bit of value to it. And it's got a little stand. Okay. So yeah, I picked it up for £650. And that's probably slightly more than I want to pay. I probably want to pay more about £620, £630. But yeah, it was there. Oh, guys, if anyone's watched my videos before, look at this. Look at the lights in here. Oh yeah, love those kitchen lights. Always a professional experience on this channel, so just you're welcome. Yeah, so picked it up. Now, I say it's got the D-brand case, it's got the skin. The Ally frustratingly doesn't come with a case, so I had to literally shell out for this massive monstrous beast. £20. I've got a Skull and Co case. It's kind of cool that it's modular, so that's kind of cool. You get this. It's pretty sturdy. It's got the same kind of sort of material as the others. I've got these. You have to put these Velcro things in here to try and contour the case to the Ally, which is okay. It's frustrating that you don't get one with the Ally X, considering how much the device costs, and considering you get this one with the Steam Deck. It's also because it's not a bespoke case. It's quite generic, and even though the Ally X is smaller than the Steam Deck, only little, you have this going on where it's a bit higher, and oh god, you can't even see the bloody case behind it, it's so big. And then, yeah, so if you go like that, you can see that let's move it like that, so it's a lot taller. It's about the same length, and yeah, that's significantly taller, clunkier case. Doesn't have this like compartment in the back, which it doesn't have this Velcro bit off where you can take it down. So it's not as good, and it costs an additional £20 to basically get to parity. But yeah, moaning aside, now got Ally X, and the Ally X is designed or planned to be, my plan with it is it to replace, let's try that sentence again. My plan with it is to replace my Steam Deck OLED with it. So I went on the basis that it is the most powerful, or one of the most powerful devices out at the moment, supposedly significantly more powerful than the Steam Deck OLED. And it's got a 80 watt hour battery, so the battery life is much better. Now, after a week of owning it, so firstly, the first thing I did was I installed Bazzite. I didn't want to even try Windows. It's Windows 11 for a start, which I cannot stand, and I didn't want to try it on handheld, so I went straight away and installed Bazzite. There is a little problem with Bazzite, in that you have to, if you're going to do a complete wipe of the SSD, you have to delete the partitions first using Windows. So you have to use a Windows recovery USB, which a lot of the guides I've used don't really mention. You have to sort of burrow into contents comments section, and you'll have a lot of guys saying, "Oh yeah, no, you just have to find a way to, use a recovery device to get rid of the existing partitions, and then you can go from there." But it is a little bit worrying when you get a thing come up saying, "Error, cannot install Bazite," and I've basically ruined my Windows installation, and I now can't install an OS, and a little bit of terror, have I bricked it? You haven't bricked it, no. And a lot of people in the comments could go, "Oh, you're such a noob, I can't believe you found it complicated." I didn't find it complicated per se. It's just something when you get a brand new toy and it's not going well and you get a little bit frustrated, and then it's you take the dogs for a walk, and did you do this around the house? Or did you empty the dishwasher? And oh no, my Bazite installation's failing, and shit, I need to hoover the downstairs, and oh wait, what did I do with that thing I need to do for work tomorrow? And it just adds up, and you're like, oh. Anyway, it got done, so it's cool. And Bazite is, as you know, basically SteamOS. It's considering it's community, so yeah, disclaimer here, it's community built OS on Linux. It is very similar to SteamOS. It's not perfect, but I mean, heck, it's free. It's done by the community. It's incredible for that. But there's some slightly janky things that happen with it, which again, beggars and tutors. I mean, these guys do an amazing job, but it's not perfect. It's 95% of SteamOS. Sometimes you'll do something where you're okay, on my Steam Deck, if I was bored on a game, I'd just pop into store quickly and have a little browse and stuff like that. And sometimes when you do that on Bazite, it will crash or the game won't respond when you go back to it because you've been bugging around in the Steam store, and it's just not necessarily expecting you to do that. So performance-wise, this is the most impressive game I've tested on the Ally X. This is obviously GTA 5, the enhanced version. I'm just going to swap to more interesting characters at the moment because Franklin's got more stuff going on than Trevor at this point. But yeah, the settings I used on this, I followed a ROG Ally sort of settings site, and it's really helpful. The settings on this, I think, are crazy good. We're getting 40 plus frames per second, which I know that's not mental, but I think the fidelity of the graphics is really decent. And we're also getting 20% battery. We've got 42 minutes left, so 42 times by 5 is 210. So you're talking 3.5 hours there of battery life. Running these settings, and I don't know if I can really convey just how decent this looks. Yeah. So this is quite a cool diorama, but I'll just do what I normally do on GTA games. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. God, mate. Alright. The stuff like that I really enjoy about GTA, but just look at the graphic fidelity. Obviously the grass here doesn't look great. Bin looks pretty decent. Brick looks alright until you get right up close. It looks a bit janky. But from here, looks pretty great. Could get my motorbike. Drive off this way. Oh, what's that? It's like an old classic. Don't think I've ever seen these in GTA before. Very cool. I genuinely don't think I've seen one of these in GTA. Sweet. Okay, well, obviously the first thing when you find a car that you've not seen before, you've got to take it to the tuners, so I'll go do that. But I'll talk anyway about how, this game is probably the best experience I've had on the Ally X. Other experiences I've had haven't been as good. I think the problem was expectations I set for myself. If you go into the comment section of any video about either the Ally X or about the Steam Deck, you will find just militant people saying that the Steam Deck is either a complete piece of crap which can't run a game over 2 frames per second in lower settings, or you'll see the same people on the different side saying that the Steam Deck is the best thing ever and is most convenient and best performance, and everything else that's Windows based is terrible. The Ally X is an absolute turd, all that sort of stuff. The truth is, now I've got both devices, and my intention was to sell the Ally X. Nice bit of lighting there. My intention was to sell the Ally X, sell the Steam Deck basically immediately after getting the Ally X. But I feel like I need to test a little bit longer, maybe keep it for a month or two to see which one works best for me, really, because it's not that cut and dry. It's not as obvious as I thought it was going to be. I will say that the Steam Deck OLED screen works better on like RPG, turn-based games like the Persona games and Metaphor Fantasia. It looks really good because that sort of cartoonish, not cartoonish, but like animated style, artistic style works well. On more realistic games, the screen colors on the Ally X are just fine. They're really, and the VRR display makes it less clunky when you're dropping frames, which is good. So now we've still got 45 minutes left and we're down to 18%, so it's pretty sweet. The performance, I think the thing is that, on this game, I notice that I'm getting good battery life, I'm getting decent performance. I know it's now dropping down to like 32, but honestly, I only know that because I was telling you how good the performance was, and I was like, oh, that's saying how good this performance is, but it's down to 32 frames per second. Didn't even notice it had gone that low because it just feels good. And that's what you want, really. It's about what you can actually see rather than about what the stats say, he says, whilst having a stat counter on every game. The thing with the performance is that I was expecting to get incredible performance and incredible battery on every single game I tested. And I mean, there's a reason that should have set off alarm bells, because obviously the battery is bigger and it's a more performant device. But if you are using it to the full extent of its performance, it's going to drain more battery than a less powerful device would, because you're using more power. Unless it's a way more power efficient device, which it isn't. It's slightly less power efficient than the Steam Deck OLED. So even though this is really good performance, which is cool, you do have a bit of a trade-off. Like, you can go on a game, you say, okay, I really want to go for really good battery life, set the settings low, and it'll probably look slightly worse than the Steam Deck, but you'll get amazing battery life. If you want to go, okay, let's get some good performance, unlike this game, which is quite good performance and battery. But you say you want to get some good performance, you can, pump up the TDP, get playing, and you'll get like an hour and a half, 2 hours of battery life. It'll look great. Like with, I'll show you Mafia, the first Mafia game, the remake one, remaster one. So repair vehicle. Let's pimp this out. So I want things that I can see. Neon kit, that'd be cool. Neon layout. I want a full neon layout. Oh yeah. Electric blue. Plate. Whatever, doesn't really matter. Respray. Okay, so I'm going to go for a pearlescent. Metallic, here we go. So go for metallic colour, go for dark steel, and I'll go pearlescent. And over the dark steel, I'll go for it's got like a candy colour. Salmon or Vista pink, that looks good. Second colour, metallic. I think I need a lighter colour really, don't I? So if I start with a... We want this to look really egregious. And oh yeah, thank you for watching this video. I was going to make an apology for how long the video is, but if you're watching it, you're watching it. There's so many things on YouTube which are really long, and if you're interested in it, just watch it. Yeah, just if that's what you're into, watch it. I mean, I question how many people actually get this far, and if you do, then the password is coconut mongoose. So if you get this far, just say coconut mongoose in the comments. I'll completely forget that I've said this, and I'll see comments in like a month or so saying coconut mongoose, and I'll go, what is wrong with people? Why are they calling me a coconut mongoose for? Oh, these trolls, I don't understand. Why? What is their obsession with Are they saying I look like a mongoose? Are they saying I've had too many coconuts? I don't know. And I'll get really upset, and then I'll watch it through, and I'll realise that you're actually just referring to the bloody thing that I'm already talking about. So I'm that kind of numpty. Oh, I can't go pearlescent for the second one. Oh well. Well, yeah, that's pretty pink. So we'll get that sweet sports suspension going on. Is it not going to fit the sports suspension? It's pretty gradual, that is. Okay, transmission. I'm not going to notice that. Turbo tuning. Oh well, let's get some stupid upgrades on there. I've got a lot of money, so whatever. Yeah, wheels. Probably should actually show you performance in another game, but right now I'm quite enjoying this. So yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, can I change the size of those? No, they're pretty egregious anyway. Let's go for dark smoke. Okay. Pretty cool car coming out here, guys. Watch out. Yeah, this is the thing as well. The good thing about this is I've got 16% battery, and I've still got 40 odd minutes left. Let's find the kind of music that really speaks to this car. Oh yeah. Can't say I didn't deserve that. Let's get back into the absolute unit of a car. You'll never get me, copper. A lot of trucks at this junction. Can you piss off? Alright. Oh. No, to be fair, I never said I was good at driving. I want to make it very clear. Oh yeah. I will show you in a few seconds when I die in the most awesome way. A bit of Mafia. But yeah, so it is rare to find a game which gets that perfect combination of battery life and performance, and maybe I just need to do some more tweaking. But right now I'm still in two minds about whether I prefer the Steam Deck OLED or you hit me. Yeah, I'm still in two minds about which one I prefer, and I'm going to take this on a long flight, and that'll obviously give me a lot of thoughts. But right now, if you said I have to put one of them up for sale, I'm not sure which one I go for. Well, other points about this device, and it's getting kind of boring, just do this, so I'll quit this and go into Mafia. Other points about the ROG Ally X are that it's so, I mean, it is slightly smaller than Steam Deck, so let's just do this now. putting them from this angle, considering I've got a case on it as well. So it is a bit smaller. That also means the screen's a bit smaller, and there are little bezels around the screen, which you can see the black bezels against that, can you? Yeah. There are some bezels. There are bezels on the Steam Deck, yeah. They feel a bit more noticeable on the Ally, probably because you've got this branding on the bezels as well. I don't miss trackpads. I was never really a trackpad person. But yeah, it's a small device, so that's kind of cool. Except that the Ally weighs so much. I mean, the Steam Deck, I'm sure to people with smaller hands and children and stuff, it's still a big, heavy device. But for me, it's so well balanced, it's so ergonomic. It might just be because I'm used to carrying it for like 3 years at this point. But it is just such a delight. And yeah, it just feels good in the hands. It feels weighted, balanced correctly. And now swap them to the OLED. Whew. Try again. Swap them to the Ally X. I need to work out to carry this thing. There's only like 50 or 60 grams in it or something. It's really not much, but you really do feel it, and also how it's balanced. Because it's big old battery. Yeah, I don't know. You certainly feel it more. So now, Mafia is another game I've really enjoyed on here with the graphic settings. Because it does look really good. I can't remember if I'm at a point in between missions or if I'm at a point where I'm going to die really quickly. Let's hope I'm not at a point where I'm going to die really quickly. I am at a point where I'm going to die really quickly. No, not that way. Okay. Alright, I'm going to get straight into the car. Maybe not the plan. May have got to wait for Sam. I'm dying. Alright, okay, nearly dead. I remember playing this the other night. I really should have shot more people. Anyway, the graphics, you may not be able to tell, especially with there's blood on the screen. Just stop looking through the viewfinder, start playing the game. Yeah, the graphics in this look really good. But now, see, we're on 14%, 21 minutes. So times that by, say, 6 gets to 90%. So yeah, so 6 times that is 180 minutes. So you're looking at about 3-ish hours on this, which is still pretty decent. We've got about 45 frames per second at the moment. Oh, stop crashing into things. We're really not doing well. There's a roadblock there. I will say, it is very difficult to play a game and have a camera on and narrate at the same time. But yeah. And show off graphics while you're trying to avoid police. I'm going to steer it somewhere because they're in wait for me. Oh, that's not good. So yeah, the battery is slightly worse on this game than on GTA. But yeah, I think it's a very pretty game. And it's just on the side about the game itself. It's been really engrossing. I've really enjoyed it since I got the Ally X. thank goodness for that. Let's try and complete this mission, shall we? Ah! That's because I was driving safe and trying to avoid them. They found me because I was driving safely. How many? Oh, it's actually on fire now. Can you... I am accelerating. I'm gonna have to run. Make a run for it. Oddly enough, I died. And you get a very slow motion death scene. And then people often walk past and go, "Hey, I just shot that idiot." Right. So yeah, this has been a really long ass video. Point I was making is that I'm still in two minds really about whether I prefer this or I prefer the Steam Deck OLED. So it's a bit heavier, a bit less ergonomic. The battery life, while better, isn't mind-blowing. The same can be said about the graphics, performance. When you're pushing the performance up a bit, obviously you take a battery life hit, and yeah, the graphics are pretty decent at times, but it's not. If you listen to the fanboys, it's mind-blowing, and it's really not. It looks a bit better. But yeah, I wouldn't listen to the fanboys on this one. And it's sad that we're not going to get a generational leap this year, because most likely, from what I was saying about the other devices, get out of bloody way. You chose to stand in front of him, did shoot him? Guess I'll shoot him then. Yeah, the other handhelds this year are not going to be much better. Oh, I'm getting shot from behind. It feels like I'm getting shot from behind. Just getting a bloody car. Yeah. So on that note, I would show you Oblivion Remastered, but it's low battery. So it says 10% there, 11% there, which is a bit weird. I'll show you Oblivion Remastered, but it's not the experience that I expected. It's okay. I would say that if you solely game on a handheld, whether it's the Steam Deck or the Ally, I wouldn't buy it for those. I wouldn't buy it specifically just for handhelds. It looks great on PC. Yeah, it's
But I got everything done. Everything. Yeah. Everything.
Are they going the other way? I think they are. I think I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna be safe. Yeah, Oblivion is not perfect on handheld, but you know, if you got it, enjoy it. Yeah. Anyway, to sum up, I bought an Ally X. It's not mind-blowing. It's decent. We'll see if I get to the point where I can wholeheartedly recommend it. Right now, I'm in two minds. All right, that's it for me. I've wasted too much of your time already. Thanks for watching, and remember, coconut mongoose? All right. See you later.